everyone. It's 2:30 and it's Friday, so we're here for the Family Fridays. And I'm always excited for our Family Fridays, but I am even more excited today because we're going to be talking all about how to make sugar skulls and about this beautiful, wonderful celebration, the Day of the Dead. And so I am so psyched to be here to share this with all of you guys, to have our special guest here. Now, we do have vocabulary words that were out on our Facebook that you could get before, and we have them, but we're going to do it a little differently this time. I'm not going to go over them, because if I went over them, you can see I didn't even spell them correctly. So, I do not know Spanish, and I really regret that. So we're going to let our special guest today go over our vocabulary words, and I will set them there for you.
Thank you.
And then I will show you, this is my first sugar skull that I ever did. I bet yours is going to be a lot better. Now, the first time I ever got to see this celebration was back when I first got hired here in the department that I work at the museum. And it was back in 2011. And for the first time, I started learning about this wonderful celebration. And I got to see it at night. And it took my breath away. It still does. And it's so sad right now that with Corona, the COVID virus, that we can't have the festival here and we can't do the altars at night, but we will do it again. And if you haven't been there for that, when it's safe and we open up again, please come and join us because it is breathtaking. Now, I'm going to stop talking for a while. I know it's hard to believe me stop talking, but I have a special friend here today. Her name is Mari. But I'm going to let her introduce her full name and the organization that she's with.
Buenas tardes, good afternoon. My name is María de Los Ángeles Castillo Rincón. Nice to meet you. Un placer en conocerlos. So today I'm here to do a presentation on sugar skulls. We have a recipe for sugar skulls, and it's very, very simple. It's 1-1-1. So you have 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of meringue powder, and 1 teaspoon of water. Now, because we are in a high altitude environment, you might need a little bit more of water, but it just depends on where you live, okay? So like if you were in the Yuma area, it's below the sea level, so you are probably gonna need less water.
Wow.
Okay? So that's but the sugar skull recipe that I have here is for 4 cups of sugar, okay? So let's begin. If you don't know what meringue powder is,
yeah, that's good. They might
this is what it looks like.
Is it the same thing you put in a meringue pie?
Yes, exactly the same thing. Okay. I know that this has also been used in the past when people used to make those Easter eggs, those molded Easter eggs that you would carve out and then you would decorate the inside. This is the same thing. Or some people used egg whites. So this is a little bit more safer. It's pasteurized. So if your children happen to taste it and eat it, it's not going to hurt their tummy as bad as it would be with real egg whites. Okay? So what I'm going to do right now is I have measured 2 cups of sugar. Okay? And then I'm going to get 2 teaspoons of the meringue powder. And it smells delicious. I don't know if you've ever smelled it before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell like lemon. You would think it smells like lemon. It's very floury.
Yeah. And so I'm going to put it in there. And it's powdery, so it's going to, like fluffs up. So you can see the little powder.
Yeah, look at the dust.
So I get a little whisk and I just whisk it together so it's all incorporated correctly. So now I'm going to take my water, and like I said, I put in 2 cups of sugar, 2 teaspoons of meringue powder, and I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of water.
And I think this recipe is on Facebook as well, isn't it, Darvin? Okay, good.
So you don't need a lot of water, okay?
No, you don't.
So you're going to mix. And I'm going to show you the consistency that we need to make these sugar skulls.
Wow,
And
look
this
at
is
that.
the right consistency. See how it sticks together?
Kind of like snow.
This is what you need to do. And then, by this time, you already have your mold ready. And I have two molds right here. I have a medium-sized mold. Okay, that's the face. And then here's the back.
Oh, wow. They come
Okay.
in two parts.
Two parts. And then I also have a little mold.
That's what I did, the little one.
Here's the little one. Okay, this is the front, the face. And then this is the back. Okay. So what we do is we take the sugar, and your mold has to be very dry, very seco, ¿verdad? Right.
Like you wouldn't spray like
Nothing.
cooking oil or something because you're afraid it's going to stick. No.
Right. It needs to be totally, totally dry. And all you do is press your sugar mixture in there. And I'm only doing it with one hand because I'm going to take off this glove so I can do the rest of the procedure here.
Oh, it's nice and smooth.
It
You
is.
Smooth it out. Oh,
See?
nice.
Someone asked, where can people get these molds?
Oh,
These
good
molds
question.
can be purchased ordered online through sugarskulls.com. I don't think I have found. Oh, it's MexicanSugarskulls.com. Sorry, yes. I haven't found them anywhere else.
I've never seen them. Never
And they
seen them.
specialize in all kinds of molds, not just the Sugar Skulls. They have other molds. So what you do after you press it and you are satisfied with that, making sure that you have covered the entire mold. So then what you do is you already have cut some cardboard, because what you do is you place the cardboard over the mold and you invert it, and then it just slides off.
Whoa. I thought you had to like refrigerate it or freeze it or something.
No, so
That
then
is
you
so
set
cool.
And then you work on the back of the head.
Does
Okay?
it take a while for it to dry?
Yes, it
Oh,
will
okay.
take, preferably you set it overnight, but it will take 8 to 10 hours for them to dry thoroughly. If you also have to make sure that it's not humid or
Oh.
rainy, because it will take longer to dry.
Okay. Lately we haven't had to worry about
We haven't had that issue.
Maybe someday.
So I have already made some sugar skulls ahead. I feel like a real cooking show.
Yes, this is a real cooking show.
And so mine are dry.
Yeah, how do you get them together?
And so what we do, you see two pieces. So now what I'm going to do
Oh,
is I'm
how
going to take,
smart.
by this time I have already made the royal icing. And the royal icing recipe is this. This is enough for 2 pounds of powdered sugar.
Oh my God.
1 bag of powdered sugar.
Okay.
Okay, so with 1 bag of powdered sugar, I made all of these colors.
Look how pretty
All
they
of these
are.
colors that you see here. Okay, and then I also had some for white. Okay,
And that recipe is on Facebook as well. This
Okay.
royal frosting.
so what I'm going to do now is with the back of the head, you're just going to outline it.
Wow. Do you do cake decorating too, Maria?
I do.
I
do
bet
cookies.
you do. Yes. Cookies.
Sugar
and,
cookies.
Okay.
I have made sugar cookies. I have made cakes, breads,
Wow. Oh, wow. Yummy.
all kinds of stuff. You can tell I like to bake and eat.
Me too.
So what you take and then you get
you
a knife
spread it.
and you
Okay.
spread it.
So that's like the glue.
This is like the glue. This is like making a gingerbread house.
Oh, yes.
Uh-huh. And then you put it
Look at
together.
that.
See?
Wow.
And it will stay. And then you have to also let it dry. Okay? You let it dry for another 6 to 8 hours and it will be all nice and neat together. So now that I did that, because there's going to be a seam and it's going to be open See, there's a gap.
Uh-huh.
So then I take the white and I give the skull like a little crown. Okay? So that's how mine is gonna look. So I did this one, so this one's ready. And then I have another one here. Oh, it was the other way. Sorry. This one. So now we can start decorating. So now by then you have all these bags and all the royal icing. You have chosen the colors that you like, the colors that you want to use. And for the black, I like to use this type of food coloring. It's a Wilton brand. I don't know if we can say brands here, but this is the brand that I like. And then we also have these colors. This is not liquid. This is gel. It is a liquid, but it's thicker.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's not as thin as the cheap kind. These are not like the other ones you can get them for 99 cents.
Yeah.
These are a little bit more pricey.
Yeah, but you can get them maybe on the baking aisle at the grocery store.
Actually, you can get them in the decorating aisle where they have the party supplies.
Right. Okay.
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 So what I like to do is I like to begin with the ice. I didn't bring my jewels.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, what I like to do is I like to...
Oh, here's one that has jewels in it, so it would look like this if we had them.
If we had jewels,
it would look like
then
that.
It would look like that.
That's pretty. Oh, that one's pretty too.
You don't have any sequins in your car?
Oh, come on. Everybody just has sequences laying around.
I left all my jewels at home.
So this is what I do. I start with the ice first. Okay? And then I'll put the jewel in there or the sequins, whatever it is that you want to use. Okay? And then I'm going to clean the tip of the bag. Because what I like to do next is I like to work on the mouth.
Oh, yeah, there probably is an order to do this so your hand doesn't mess it up, huh? Or you don't brush it. See, you're smart.
And so what I do is I like to, for this one, I'm going to give him a happy smile.
Oh, good.
So I don't want him sad today.
Huh?
So, and you don't have to really go over the line that is there. You can make it however you want. Okay, see? And I'm going to give him teeth.
Ooh.
And I apologize for saying he, but I have sons, so I'm used to that.
Me too. That's why it must not bother me either, because I have 2 boys. So.
Yep.
But your skull can be whatever
you want.
Whatever you want it to
Whatever
be.
you want it to decorate it. Anybody out there want me to choose a specific color?
Okay, we'll give it a moment here.
Okay. Can we put any red around the mouth? Okay.
I can put, for the nose, I use red.
Oh, for the nose we use red. Okay, that's cute. I'm sure there's some people out there that want us to use pink.
Someone suggested pink.
I knew it.
So what I do next is I'm going to work on the nose, and then we'll use the pink. And I make like a heart.
Aww.
And then I fill it in. See?
That's beautiful. And I'm so glad, Maria, that you're talking about, a smile, and it's a heart, and then it's happy. And I know when we did the Ofrenda 101 recording, we talked about how this is a celebration. It's not a sad time, right?
No.
Talking about that.
When we do sugar skulls, like for example, I have another sugar skull that I need to make and I add to my ofrenda because I had an uncle that passed away just recently. Mm-hmm. So I am going to make a sugar skull for him and it's going to resemble him a little bit.
Nice.
He always had a mustache, so I'm going to put a mustache. He always wore glasses, so I'm going to make sure that this sugar skull has glasses. Mm-hmm. I come from a line of people that have curly hair. He had very, very curly hair, so I'm going to make sure that I put in the curly hair for him.
Oh.
So, yeah.
So it's a happy memory.
Yes. So right now I'm going to decorate the edge of the eyes.
Ooh.
I'm going to make like a flower. You don't have to make a flower. You can just make a line like you do in the movie, like you see in the movie Coco. And if you make a mistake, that is perfectly okay, because you can then cover it up with white royal icing.
Oh,
See?
very,
So now there's the
very
black.
smart.
And now I'm going to put in the pink. Who chose pink?
2 viewers.
2. So here's the pink. I'm going to fill it in.
Oh, wow. That's a steady hand. That is beautiful. I love the pink and black together and the red. Beautiful colors you made.
See?
Yes.
Any other colors you guys want me to use?
Someone wanted to use orange.
Orange. And the orange I like to use because we have a special flower that we use on the Day of the Dead, and that is the marigold. In Spanish, it's called cempasúchil. It's an Nautal word. It's an Aztec word. So, so you're learning another language besides Spanish. Okay, so there you go.
All about learning here at the museum.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, which one's my orange? This one.
Okay.
So I'm going to make a cempasúchil flower. And actually everything can be like with a dot.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be like a line. You know what? This is too small. I'm going to cut it. These bags can be cut to any size hole you want. So the less you cut, the finer the line is going to be. But if you cut more, then it's going to be bigger. See the difference?
Oh, very smart.
So I'm going to make a circle. I'm going to make little dots on it until it turns into a flower.
Nice.
And there's your flower. And then, you know, because flowers do have leaves.
I was going to say, could we use that beautiful green? Whoa.
Right there.
Isn't that beautiful?
And you can make your sugar skull as bright, as colorful as you want, or you can make it monochromatic. Does anybody know what monochromatic means?
No. Teach me.
Monochromatic is when it's the shade of one color, different shades of one color.
Oh.
So here I have done green in 3 or 4 different shades of green.
Now, how do you get those different shades?
You start off with, like, let's say that you want to go from light pink to dark pink. You start off with maybe 1 or 2 drops of the pink. You mix it up, you put it in a bag, and then the next 2 tablespoons of icing, then you can add 4 drops or 6 drops, and it will, you know, you'll progress until it gets as dark as you want it to get.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow, that is very neat.
So that's what I did with that one. Then I like to do squiggly lines. I like to do, for example, we can do a squiggly line right here.
Nice.
And he has bushy eyebrows. All the way to the back of his head. And then I can make, maybe decorate this up here.
Nice.
And if you just build, you can add any design you want. If you want to be specific and maybe draw, like, let's say on the side, let's say here, you want to add like swirls, or make one big line, and then I'll just swirl the icing.
Ooh. Oh, wow. That is so pretty.
What do you think? Like
Are we
it?
getting thumbs up on, are we getting thumbs up?
Oh,
Good.
Someone asked, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color? I like orange and I like blue. Yes. So several.
Yes, it's so hard to choose just one color, huh?
Yes. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. You can do with your sugar skull whatever you wish. See?
Beautiful.
And I'm going to give let's see what color I haven't used. I'm going to make another little marigold over here.
Oh, nice.
On the
chin?
On the chin.
Nice. Nice.
And then it dries hard so it does resemble a marigold.
Nice. Now, Maria,
Yes?
would you like to talk about a few of our vocabulary words?
Yes, the first vocabulary word that you see here is Dia de los Muertos. In English, it's Day of the Dead. And this is the name that we have for the celebration itself. Okay, it originated in Mexico. And the Aztecs were one of the tribes that, I don't like to say tribes, but I can't think of another word. One of the indigenous populations that practice this. Okay, so this is the actual celebration of our honoring our dead.
Okay.
We honor our dead on that day.
Okay.
Then we have the event that we have here at the museum is Celebraciones de la Gente. So this is the celebrations of the people. And because we have our people. So we say this is for everybody, for all the people. Mm-hmm. So we want to make sure that everybody partakes in our ofrendas, our offerings, our altars. And they're welcome to share. So we'll make this for the entire population in Flagstaff.
Nice.
Yep. Then we have the word ofrenda, and it's with an O.
I didn't spell that right.
Ofrenda means offering, because we are offering our ancestors their time when they come back. We offer to them candles. We offer to them their food that they liked when they were living. We make that for them. We bring them home. We welcome them home with the flowers, the petals. We have certain elements that we use, like the sugar skulls, the candles, the veladoras, the salt, the water. We just want them to make them comfortable when they come back and visit us. So ofrenda means offering. Ofrenda usually is...
Oh yeah, tell him that.
Ofrenda is usually temporary, as an altar is consistent. An altar, you have an altar at a church, mm-hmm. or a place of worship. Mm-hmm. As an offering is more, because these ofrendas started at home, mm-hmm. and then they carry them out to the cemeteries, but because this is very special to us, mm-hmm. and we don't have some of our relatives here, we cannot go to the cemetery and visit them, mm-hmm. so we do it here for everybody to see.
Okay.
And then, of course, the sugar skulls. I call them calaveritas. Calaveritas, we use the diminutive form because they're special. Calaveritas, when something is ita, is something is little or very special. Like my mom calls them Josecito, Danielito, Moisecito, because they're special, even though they're older. mijito, mijita. So we use the ito as a diminutive, but it's a something special and something small. Mm-hmm.
And then I heard, and tell me if this is wrong, I heard that the reason why we use you use the sugar is because the sweetness of life.
Yes.
Is that
Mm-hmm.
why the sugar?
It represents the sweetness of life, and it represents that, I don't want to sound, pretentious or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but, we are not afraid of death.
Right.
That's
what my
we don't
shirt
welcome it, but
Yes.
we want to feel good that we have our visitors here every year.
Mm-hmm.
We want to welcome them. We don't have a fear of that. We have a remembrance.
Mm-hmm.
It's more remembrance than being afraid.
That's what my shirt says, which is don't fear death, fear
Right.
not living.
Exactly. Fear not living.
I love that saying.
Yes. And so then when you make your sugar skull, it closely resembles your relative that you are honoring, that you're doing this offering to. So when I finish a sugar skull, in the back, if you see, I decorate it always with the cross.
Oh.
And then I, put more squiggly lines around. But I always leave enough room to write their name.
Oh, nice.
So I write their name in the back. And then when I go to set up the ofrenda, then I have a sugar skull and I have a candle for them. So for every relative that I honor, I have a picture, a sugar skull, and a candle. Yeah. So they know that that's their place. And then I also had another bigger one. This is a bigger sugar skull that I made. So I have different sizes. This is the biggest one. It's heavy too. And I haven't written a name on this one, but it's the same concept. It has the star, it has the marigolds, it has the different colors. This one I had an ant in mind, and like I said, we all have curly hair, so she's got the curly hair there. She was a little bit more stern, so I don't think I gave her a smile, did I?
That one doesn't have a...
No, it doesn't have a
It
smile.
kind of has a squiggly.
Yes.
She's perturbed a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And then we also have little ones. We also have little sugar skulls. See how little they are? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you don't have to make them whole. You can also just make half.
Yeah, that's the first one I did was just a half.
Half, yeah. So I have here the half. So you can make half and you can decorate the back if you want, and it does stand up. See?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. I didn't know it was... Oh, I didn't make mine right. Mine can't, but that is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the presentation. If you have any questions or comments, just...
We'll stay on for a little bit longer,
Yes.
so if you have any other questions, you can keep on sending them in. But Maria, I want to thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I learned stuff today, so thank you so much, and it was so much fun. It's such a beautiful celebration.
Maria, talk about the event on October 31st.
Oh, yes.
There's lots of these for sale.
On October 31st, over here in Flagstaff on Milton Road, there is a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant called Los Gordos. And we are going to start at 1, and we're going to have t-shirts and sweatshirts and sugar skulls for sale.
Great.
Yep.
And you guys always have great, that's where I got my t-shirt. Every year there's something different.
Yes.
And they have great t-shirts. I always have people ask me, where did you get your t-shirt? So get there to get more skulls and your t-shirt. That would be fun. Oh, another thing. This is my grandma. She raised me, my grandma Nan. And you'll notice that there is a little drawn skeleton on the picture. Maria, will you tell them why we have the
Yes.
little skeleton on there in case they're making their own ofrenda?
When you have a picture of your relative that you want to honor and remember, but this picture then has other relatives that have not passed away, then you cover them up with either a sticker or something like a little skeleton, anything that covers up their picture
Of the live person.
of the live person, because since they have not passed on, you don't want to do that. We don't honor the people that are not passed on. So we we cover them up.
Right, because
so
we still get to be with them, right?
Right, you still get to be with them. You still get to enjoy life with them. So they don't need to be remembered at that time.
She is holding, my grandma Nan is holding a picture of my firstborn child, Jonah. And but thank God, Jonah is still here and I get to enjoy him every day. So that's why I put the little skeleton on that. Well, you have to see, come on over. She's added some more beautiful work. Did we get any more questions, Darvin? Mm-hmm. We'll see how good you are, Maria. You taught them everything they need to know. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining us. Now remember, we're doing Family Fridays on the first and the third Friday. So the next time we'll be on here will be in November, right? It'll be November. Can't believe it. And I'm hoping, if the weather is good, I'm hoping that I'll have another special guest, Meg Caboti, and we are going to be out at Picture Canyon because we're going to be talking about rock art. If we don't get to be outside, we'll be here at the museum still talking about rock art, but hopefully we'll get to show you Picture Canyon. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.